Are all men out to get us?
Hi, we're back with our podcast, You Jump, I Jump. I'm Jamie and this is Giselle. And we're back with our Decades of Horror series. We skipped 2 decades and now we're here in the present day.
I would have done the Frighteners, now that I'm thinking about it, if we did continue with the decades
Damn,
of horror.
3 decades, sorry.
3 decades, right?
Yeah, 3 decades. Yeah, you should.
I would have done the Frighteners, that would have been nice. And Idle Hands, right? That would have been fun if we did like 2
that would have been
movies.
good. We didn't do that. We decided to watch Woman of the Hour because there was a lot of buzz about it and we wanted to see.
Remember watching the trailer?
What all the fuss was about.
I think you and I had the same reaction.
We're like,
kind
we
of
wanted
like,
to see it.
Yes.
Were you familiar with Rodney Acala?
I wasn't, but did you know from the beginning?
Yes. I watched a few documentaries on him, like not.
No, but I mean I know that there's only 2 trailers that were floating around, and I've only saw that one trailer where it just said based on a true story, and it was her talking to the guy, and then she's in the parking lot, and that's where it left off. It didn't say anything about it was Rodney, and I didn't. I told you, like, if the trailer's really good, that's it. I'm not looking into it. I'm just gonna watch the movie. But how did you know it didn't even say? You just already heard it was.
When you just type Woman of the Hour, like, oh, what is this? Woman of the Hour, and then it'll just say dating game killer, I think was in the.
Oh, I didn't do that.
So yeah, that's what I did. And
I really I want to say like straight off, I don't have much positive things to say, but I will say the trailer was one of the best to me personally.
Yeah.
It didn't give away too much, and it was so suspenseful. It was like a minute long. It was so good that it like really drew me in, and I was like, I want to watch this. And I've seen the other trailer like after I watched the movie because I wanted to see what they gave away.
Yeah.
And they gave away a lot. So I'm happy. I really hate when the trailers are giving away the entire movie when it's like 2 minutes long. It's like, it's really. I think you should condense it. The trailer should be really like not short.
Yeah, just like to draw you in.
Yeah.
But we should also. I mean, I agree with you, but also recognize that was probably the strongest scene in the entire movie. That scene that you put as the trailer. Really?
There's
another scene.
Yeah, there was another scene that was stronger, but
for you,
that's one of my points.
Okay.
But that's true. That's probably top.
Yeah. Okay. So
ready?
Should we get into it?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. We watched the same TikTok, which is what we get all our information apparently. Just kidding. But we did watch the same TikTok making comment about how the hair was not to the 70s, like, and not to the story actually. And
did that bother you?
That bothered me because I'm not looking at the woman who, especially if it's a true story, I want to feel a little bit more immersed. And when I feel like I'm just looking at Anna being Anna, I
time traveled back too.
Yeah, time traveling. Everybody else is pretty much there, right? I think they could have done a little bit more with her hair and made
even Rodney too.
Yeah, and even made her character a bit less like how she always is.
Yeah, that was probably one of my points too.
Yeah,
but I like that she's just really good, and I spoke to you about this. She's really good at being Anna Kendrick.
Yeah,
and it's still like I feel like it's still. I enjoyed her, but at the same time, I would have liked to see something different, right?
I'd like to see acting as a character that you're playing, and having it be a little bit more true to the episode.
Yeah.
Like, not like, ooh, you outsmarted them again. Because that wasn't what happened in the real episode.
It wasn't.
Of the dating game. No. And
so it's based loosely.
Yeah,
They did say based on a true story.
Yeah.
So now...
loosely, the other stories were probably more true. Yeah, also, really quick back to the 70s. That's such a... Like, you can look at a picture and know, okay, this is the 70s. And I didn't feel that way with
even the makeup too.
Yeah, it was just
maybe a little bit blue blush. I mean, blue eyeshadow would have helped.
Just a little bit lazy for me. Yeah, just a little bit lazy for me.
She did say she wasn't hyper focused on details, but if this is the 70s, this is a period piece. Why not on you too? You're the main character.
Yeah, but why not be hyper focused on details? What are you doing? You're making a film about something like.
She said she had 24 days and a roll of duct tape to make this movie.
All right, well that's probably an exaggeration. If I don't have the means to tell a story, I don't think I'm going to, personally. If I don't have what it's going to take to tell the story and have it be something meaningful, I'm not going to bother doing it personally. But, each his own. What was yours next? Yours.
Oh, yeah. Well, what I was saying about Anna Kendrick, my positives. Let's start with the positives.
Okay.
I liked seeing Anna Kendrick in it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was really good at being uncomfortable. She's so good at that, being uncomfortable and being like, just insecure.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just comes across very, like, natural to her. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's how she is. I'm pretty sure she taps into her own personality.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It reflects well on the acting. I think it was good. I liked her in it. I was a little disappointed that it didn't center around her the entire movie, but then because I didn't realize the movie was about the guy and the many women that he murdered. So it took me by surprise when they would jump around to story.
Yeah.
And
I really didn't think that added to it. Like, I understand why they did it, but I don't think that added anything to it to do that. It just kind of minimized everyone's story by doing that. It made it seem less important to me.
Mm-hmm. I have written that I do wish this movie would have been maybe a series. We could have done one episode on each woman. Each woman, we could hear the background story or whatever leading up to that point.
Yeah.
Because then, I don't know, I would have taken away more from this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The jumping around was confusing, especially like the
years.
Even the timestamps, right?
Yes.
The years, I was like, wait, but what year are we in? I don't think they even specified.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was confusing in itself. I was wondering how important are these time stamps?
Yes, I totally agree. The only way I was able to keep up with the time and realize in what order it was going was because of Jesse.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he was like, oh, okay, so this happened 10 years before. Oh, okay, so this happened 2 years before. He was looking at, I feel like, I don't know what he was looking at that. And I was like, oh, I didn't even
think it's like math for him.
Yeah, probably.
Had they said, I love when people go, 3 years ago.
Yes, I prefer that. Because we know that this is in the present.
Yeah.
And so anything from here would be great. But yes, that wasn't done.
I added 2 points.
Okay.
So that now you can go.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I felt like it wasn't telling a story so much as using this as an excuse to get a larger message across. That's how I felt. Mm-hmm. And the message, this is the next point, is that all men are idiots that degrade and dismiss women. And I felt like, okay, you can make that message. I don't know if this was the story to make that message with or in. Mm-hmm. But it was almost too obvious. Just how every single man was so dismissive and disgusting for the most part, right? Yeah. Like even the really sensitive seeming guy, and then
the neighbor, right? You talking about the neighbor?
No, I wasn't talking about the neighbor.
Oh, who?
I was talking about the guy who was listening to his girlfriend say,
"Oh, right,"
in the car about. And then he turned around and also like barely cared about what his girlfriend was saying. Something like, "Oh, are you sure?"
Yeah, like 99%.
Yeah, I feel like that's we can't do that in this type of thing. Mm-hmm. We can blame it on the killer, or maybe if she wanted to say she felt like law enforcement didn't do enough, which is a lot that came up a few times in the film.
Yeah.
I feel like those were important messages to get across, but kind of making it seem like it's like, I don't know, male bashing in a way, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, like, a lot of that's funny, right? Like, when I see it in TikToks and things like that, they're sometimes really funny.
Yeah.
But I think that in this story, it just seemed like we weren't focusing on maybe the victims or even his personality or something. Like something like that, I think
Yeah.
was kind of distracting for me. Like constantly seeing how stupid they were was a little bit distracting for me. It almost was too humorous
Mm-hmm.
how they were.
I guess sort of to piggyback what you were saying, where you didn't know what the message was.
Yeah.
I had trouble deciphering whether how I felt about the movie as a whole because it's like it's not a bad movie, but it's not a great movie. So I'm stuck in the middle where like I don't know how to feel about the movie. I wasn't sure. A lot of people had said this is not even about the killer. This is about the female perspective and how it felt. Like it's not about that. But
Yeah.
I I I think the only story I felt
Mm-hmm.
the most for was for Autumn, the actress Autumn Best. She plays
The Runaway?
Amy. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I thought her story was really good, and but that goes with her being like a really great actress. I thought she
Mm-hmm.
was so impressive, and I wanted to know more about her. I felt a lot for her,
Mm-hmm.
and especially that scene, that car scene. I thought was she played that beautifully,
Oh yeah.
where she was doing reverse psychology to him.
I agree. And that's actually one of my points. Can
Mm-hmm.
I say it?
Yeah.
I felt like it was about the dating show and it should have just focused on that the entire time.
Yes, yes, yes.
Or what I thought was more interesting is if it should have focused on the young runaway who got away and years later testified against him.
Right, that would have been such a great
Yeah,
story.
that would have been. I honestly, I get it. Anna kind of directed it. Like I understand. I don't think she needed to be in it. I don't think that story was particularly interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't get him caught. We don't even really know what happened to Cheryl after the dating show.
Right, they didn't even show it. They didn't do a follow up or anything. They
Well,
spent so much time.
nobody knows. Nobody knows what happened to
Oh,
her.
nobody knows.
No.
Well, I mean,
Well, they said that
be.
she went to her family and she pursued something else. But okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. But if you didn't know really what happened to her and you knew what happened to this person, why didn't we just go with the person we had more information about?
Yeah.
Instead of taking this person, making a personality that wasn't even true to her. And
yeah, we started off the gate with all this build up with her being this like
she didn't even want to be
starving
an actress. Yeah.
or whatever it was, but I think they were trying to show how it's like a male dominated field. All the males are taking, like those guys at the audition, they were kind of like didn't look at her as a person, whatever. And I guess they were just showing, especially in the game show, the host was mistreating her in a way, being misogynistic.
And I think that could have been a separate movie entirely,
right.
But not having a true story element.
That's
just
why I was so confused. I wasn't sure how to feel.
Movie. Yeah, I agree, and I do think that The Runaway was really, really compelling. Yeah. I loved watching her storyline. I kept hoping they would go back to her, and I wish that was more of the focus and like where she came from, her backstory. I thought that was a miss for her to do, to make it about just to have her be the character.
They could have switched it then, right?
No, she's too.
No, I'm saying the story should have been about centered about the runaway
and not have the dating game at all. Yeah. I don't think that the dating game did anything actually.
Maybe that's where they put a lot of their money in, like all those props.
I mean, the set looked great for the dating show or game or dating game. Yeah. I really like the actor who played Rodney. I guess the way he was portrayed in like the documentaries and things I've seen is that he always felt like he was smarter and he had the leg up on the girls and the women, and just the arrogance, everything about him. I thought he did a really good job embodying. Did he look like him? No, he didn't look anything like him. He didn't even remind me of him. His build was completely different as well. And I thought maybe that was a little bit harder, not because nothing against this actor, but a lot of people describe Rodney as being good looking. People were attracted to him.
Mhm.
And I don't think that actor was ugly, but I don't know if he was so like drawing to women.
Yeah.
So that's it. But I really did like how his subtle things that he did. I thought he was really good. And The Runaway, those were my favorite. That's all your points?
Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
And so is she's the first time she's directing, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that this is now me just asking you, do you think that you can draw a comparison between Zoe's
I was
first
thinking
time
about that. Yeah.
and her first time because the messages are similar.
Mhm.
But I do think that Zoe message was a little bit more clear than Anna's. I think Anna's was like clear, but a little bit too humorous at times, a little bit too on the nose.
The flow of Zoe's film was a lot easier for me.
Yeah.
Than with Anna's, where it's almost like she made it feel like it was like a documentary style movie where it's like jumping around, and then in the end, letting us know what happened. To
Yeah.
It removed me from the film. I'm like, okay, yeah. So I don't know. I Maybe if Anna didn't star in it, like Zoe didn't, which was a good choice. Zoe didn't do it.
Yeah.
But perhaps she wanted to save, money, right?
I have no idea, but I really wish that the directors were not starring in it.
And I'm not saying that it was Anna's fault that she was in it.
Yeah.
I think overall there's a problem
with this story.
Yeah, I just wasn't
the flow of the story. Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah. So what did you rate it?
6.3.
Wow.
Is that high? That's high
for
you.
That's so high. But that's out of 10.
I know.
That's so high.
Yeah, it wasn't. I guess how I rate it, if it's above 5, like if it's below 5, it's like really terrible. Like I can't even watch it.
Okay.
There's no good moments.
Yeah.
Like I'm struggling. I wasn't bored at all.
Would you watch it again?
I tried watching it yesterday because I was like, I need to figure out why I'm not connecting with it. And halfway I was like,
can't do it.
Yeah, I can't do it. Oh boy.
I gave it a 4.
But that's based on your scale.
Yeah, for my scale, I feel like 5 and above is
like really good.
Really good, really good. And I think 4 and below, we're missing something. It's just something's out of whack for me. And that's how it was. It was a good movie. Like I watched this in 2 parts because I couldn't finish it in one sitting because the baby is a little crazy. So I watched in 2 parts, and I wasn't so excited to get back to it. I was just kind of like, all right, like I have to finish this because we're going to talk about it, and I just want it to be finished. Yeah. And I don't think that's how you should feel when you're watching a movie that you like. Yeah. All right. Well, sorry, Anna.
Everyone loves it though, from what I've seen. I haven't seen one negative review.
I honestly think it should be. I think maybe perhaps if she continues directing, and she should just do something fictional. I don't think she should do something based on a true story. And I think it's really difficult to do things based on a true story and have it be justified to the victims. But a true story, like with such a heavy subject matter, it's for so much humor to be in it. It's just, I don't know. For me, it was a bit off-putting. I think it needed to be more serious. Yeah. A little bit more dark.
I want to say I forgot to write this down. Okay. But one of the scenes that I thought was really creepy was when Rodney showed a little picture to the guy of like a woman. I think maybe I don't know if she was dead or maybe just
beaten or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I found that so eerie.
You did?
Yeah, I found it so eerie, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And he was so scared, and then he ate it. That was cool though. I mean, I was like, okay, this guy is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like he's nuts, and I believe like that's something that someone would do that's psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, just so open with it, and then but he's so smart that he knows that this guy is not going to do anything about it.
All right, that's all we have for you guys. We hope you like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you thought of the movie if you saw it. And this is it for Decades of Horror. We'll be back with another exciting review next week.
Baby Girl.
Baby Girl's in December.
I can't wait.
Okay, yes, we will be doing
will
Baby
watch
Girl,
Baby Girl.
But for now, I don't know what we're going to do next, but we'll figure it out. And if you guys have something you really want us to watch, let us know.
3 Daughters.
Okay.
But it's not like horror.
It doesn't have to be horror.
Oh,
we're going to November now. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Bye.